Johnny, you remember how you said there was just going to be 3 tribute videos played inside Bridgestone Arena with visiting teams when they came to play the Preds? Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? How in the world could you forget about Nick Bonino? Well, I should be good now with 4 tribute videos for all of this season combined. Unless, of course, somebody gets traded. Don't put that into the hockey stratosphere, Johnny. That's the last thing I need to worry about is a certain player getting traded. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the San Jose Sharks Tuesday night inside Bridgestone Arena by a score of 3-1. On the back of a 28-save performance by one Juuse Saros and scoring by the big guns on this team that should be scoring, they beat a team that they have a history of beating. What's your favorite all-time memory of Preds and Sharks games in Nashville? Personally, I always have to go back to 2004 with Steve Sullivan's debut in a Preds uniform when he got a hat trick against them. A stat that I keep forgetting about every time these two teams play each other that Ryan Porf of 102.5 The Game reminded me of this morning via Twitter is just how dominant the Preds are inside Bridgestone Arena versus the Sharks. 14-1-1 in their last 16, and that includes the playoffs. While the 2016 playoff matchup where the home team won every game certainly helps that stat in favor of the Preds. It seems like forever, but the last time the Sharks won in Nashville in regulation was October 23rd, 2018. Former Pred, who now plays for the Sharks, Nick Bonino, Sharks fans might not be blamed for thinking he might have done this on purpose, early on trips Roman Josi, and the Preds power play that looks to be cooking into something more consistent than has been previous seasons goes to work. Just over a minute into the game, Roman Josi in the neutral zone gets it over to Matt Duchene, who streaks into the Sharks zone, and before Reimer can know what hit him, Duchene snaps it past him. 1-0 Preds. Pretty low-key first other than that goal. The teams tying shots 9 apiece, with the Preds still leading by 1 at the conclusion of 20 minutes. Early in the second period, the Sharks had a power play that the Preds were able to stifle to perfection. They were clogging lanes, blocking shots, letting Saul see everything that was coming his way. You would never have been able to tell on this game alone if beforehand you hadn't known that the Sharks had the 6th best power play in the league coming into this game. After that penalty was killed, Preds get an odd man rush with Tanner Jeannot, who was in the box, going the other way on a 3-on-1, and Tanner Jeannot gets it to Yakov Trenin, who was a post away from making it 2-0 already. Just over 5 minutes into the second period, Roman Josi tries to do it all himself, driving all the way in on Reimer, but he can't get it by him. About 7.5 minutes left in the middle frame. Roman Josi along the left wing board gets it over to through Brett Burns' reach. It eludes him to Philip Forsberg, who uses Mauro Ferraro as a screen and gets it by Reimer. 2-0 Preds. Forsberg's 3rd goal of the season, 181 goals for his career, all in gold. He's now 29 away from tying David Legwand for the most goals in Preds history, 30 away from finally being number 1. Despite the lead, the play remains close, Preds still leading 2-0. As the third period commenced, I don't know how many of you had noticed, but when enough fans who were intending to show up for this game in person, you would think would have been in their seats, you could tell this game was far short of a sellout. The streak that was once one of the longest active sellout streaks in the league has come to a halt at 192. A little due to their slow start, and you can't automatically say it might not be a little bit because of the clear pass. I'm just saying. About 5 minutes into the third period, Matthias Ekholm helps the 2-0 lead for the Preds stand up momentarily with a great sliding block on a pass from Weatherby to the front of the Preds net. Preds seem to fall into a false sense of cruise control as with their 2-0 lead, they sit back And of course, it cost them, as just over 8 minutes left to go in regulation. Timo Meier cuts the Preds lead to 2-1. Just over 4 minutes left to go in regulation. Play in the Preds zone. Sharks desperate to get that tying goal. Ryan Johansson wants to show Tanner Jeannot that he has some baseball skills of his own. And with Matt Neto trying desperately to tie it right on Juuse Saros' doorstep, Ryan Johansson bats the puck out of the crease to keep the Preds lead intact. 15 seconds after that, Philip Tomasino, desperate to finally put this game away, gets a breakaway on Reimer going the other way, and Reimer stops him cold, telling the rookie he's still got a thing or two to learn. Sharks pull Reimer late, and fortunately for the Preds, they would not let this game slip away from their fingers as Mikael Granlund, 100 feet from the opponent's goalie, shoots it the length of the ice into the empty cage. 3-1 Preds, final score. One of these days, the Sharks are going to win again in Bridgestone Arena. They just do. But right now, the Preds have their number and are taking advantage of it. And the Preds are utilizing what is working well for them, especially after Sunday night in Minnesota. They scored a power play goal and they killed all 3 Sharks man advantages. Saros, even though he made a lot of saves, he was able to see almost all of them, so it didn't really look like he had a complicated night. He should be fine, all things considered, that the Preds have 3 full days off before the Saturday matinee versus the Islanders, and should be good to go for a majority of the starts on the upcoming 6-game road trip. Try to keep his shot total low, Preds players, over the duration of the season, and I should see no problem in this man playing over 60 starts this year. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Predemption. 3 full days off before the Islanders and former Preds coach Barry Trotz comes to town, boys. And then you've got a long 2-week road trip about. Long way to go before you sleep.